how much can I read in a week. I read Strange Houses, Strange Pictures, is Stephanie Garber's Alchemy of Secrets. I got to the club scene. I had tears in my eyes. Hello! For this week, I'm going to be filming a realistic how much can I read in a week because I'm going to be very busy this week with work. So I thought it would be fun to actually see how much I can read. Reading updates. Since the last time you saw me, I read 2 more books. I read Strange Houses and Strange Pictures by Uketsu. I hope I'm pronouncing their name correctly. I wrote a very in-depth review of Strange Pictures because I really enjoyed that book, but I didn't really enjoy Strange Houses. So I gave Strange Houses 3 stars and I said Strange Houses was strange, not because of the story, but because of how it was told. Everything about the story felt off. I like mysteries because it feels like you're getting clues as you're going along with the story, but with this one it felt like we were getting too much information at once, no clues, but somehow, some way, the speculations ended up being semi-right. And the actual evidence was open-ended and unexplained. Sometimes I don't mind open endings, but mysteries should have a solution in books at least. This is what I wrote, and also I've had more time to think about it, especially in comparison to Strange Pictures, but Strange Houses specifically, it annoyed me because it felt like somehow the opposite of a mystery, where they were speculating a lot and reaching conclusions, and then the proof that was coming out, it felt like the proof was coming out to prove their conspiracies and not the other way around. It's not like they started with oh, there was a murder, and then they were okay, so I think this is what happened for this to have happened. No, first they started speculating about the houses, spoiler alert, about a house, and now they had a murdered child that they used to kill, and then a body was found. It's oh my god, we were right. And it's huh? And I know that they kept inserting sentences here and there of skepticism of oh, I don't think this is real, or I didn't believe it whatsoever, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like they were very, very into it, and they kept being into it, and they were just throwing in those sentences to make me believe that they didn't believe it, when in reality I think they were all for it. And that annoyed me a little bit. But Strange Pictures was more in tune to what I was expecting, or at least it made sense in my head. So this is what I wrote. This is the second book I read as part of this series. I don't know if it's actually a series, but and I like this one a lot more. It was a lot more coherent and it made a lot more sense in my head. There were actual crimes being committed and people investigating those crimes, as opposed to speculation with no proof that turned out to be true. So it made more sense. I also like that a lot of the characters lived in this gray area of I can understand why things happened, but were they justified? Do people deserve to die for their heinous actions? And if so, what is the limit? Does enabling someone by making them feel justified in their actions only worsen the actions of that person? I can say I don't understand a lot of the woman's actions, but it led to her thinking the murder of an innocent person was justified simply to satisfy her desires. That's why I believe justifying murder, either to yourself or to other people, is a dangerous path that can lead people to believe that killing someone is okay as long as they fit in your own standards of people who should be murdered, people you're allowed to murder. The problem is that everyone has their own definition of what's okay and what isn't, and that always causes issues. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that it touched on a lot of interesting topics of the cycle of abuse, and how for her a lot of murder was justified in her head because she was killing evil people or people who were shitty. But is that justified? Does that make sense? She continuously justified in her own head that the murders that she was committing was for the good. So it didn't matter that she was murdering someone, she was doing it for good and not for evil, so who cares? But then it led to her believing that the murder of the woman that we talk about in the beginning that was pregnant was entirely justified just because she wanted to, just because she wanted a child, and I've been right before, so clearly I'm right now. There was a moment that she started reflecting on it and being am I I killed an innocent person, she did nothing wrong, am I what is going on? But yeah, so that was interesting. I really enjoyed Strange Pictures. So yeah. Then we have the book that I'm reading now, which is Stephanie Garber's Alchemy of Secrets. I will say at first I was a bit I don't know. But right now I'm fully hooked. I'm on page 203. I'm on page 203, so I'm almost finished. This has like 300 and something pages, and I will say this book is confusing only because like everything seems to be a lie, and I'm confused because I'm dumb. Like I almost had like an aneurysm when I put together that she was like that she was the daughter of like the couple that had like the mystery going around them, like the celebrity couple that like apparently like the wife killed her husband. Like it keeps saying here that like Gabe, spoiler alert, is like the one that's lying, but honestly I don't trust Adam that much. I think Adam's the devil. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and let's see how much I can actually read. Also, I got a new cup. Look, it's Hello Kitty and Friends. Hello, today is Tuesday, so it's one day after what I filmed and I haven't read anything. So yesterday I did plan on reading, but the power ran out. So Portugal has a really like bad storm passing through. Actually I think there's two. Yesterday I think was Joseph, and now I think like was Ingrid, and now I think it's Kristen or something like that. Actually that's three. I know it can't, but yeah. Took a shower, and I think but right now it's 11:35. Well, you can barely see. So I'm planning on continue reading a little bit of the Alchemy of Secrets. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish, honestly. I don't want to stay up too late because I already have kind of a headache, and I want to wake up early tomorrow because I still have to like 2 videos to edit, like one video and one like short form content. So I do want to be awake early tomorrow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm watching a video about, this is probably such a random like crossover, but watching a video from like Crispy Tavern talking about like Lily Jean. I remember like pandemic time, I watched a lot of Framing, and like it was the one that introduced me to like Lily Jean and the whole thing, and I was like, oh my god, like the way that shit evolved was so insane. Because like, what do you mean crazy? But yeah, so now I'm watching a video about her. Apparently there's some updates, so I'm very, very excited about that. Okay, so I just want to say this because like I hate it when this happens in books, but this is from page 221, and it says, you have to understand, I idolized my older brother more than I ever did my father. Adam's voice was soft, pleading. Holland reminded herself that he had tricked her before, but it didn't look as if he was acting this time. How do you know that? He fooled you once before. There's like 100% of a chance that he's fooling you again. How do you know? But it didn't look as if he was acting this time. You did not spend enough time with him to know like what he looks like when he's not acting versus when he's acting. You don't know that. It pisses me off because they do this all the time in books, not just in this one, but in books in general. It annoys me because I don't think I've ever been in a situation in real life where I've looked at that person and I was like, they don't look like they're acting this time. Like what? How do you know that? How do you know that? How can you be sure? I think you're dumb. Okay, I'm on page 241, and this is the end of a chapter. So I'm going to continue reading the next chapter, and something happened where Olin realized that Adam, as the like his charm, like his magic, his ability, sorry, is that he can like touch people and make them forget things. And she, I think in the previous chapter, was just having the realization that she was forgetting things, and like bits of her memory were wearing off. If the next chapter doesn't open with her connecting the two various obvious dots, I'm going to be pissed. Because you cannot sit here and spend this whole book telling me that you're smart, that you love the occult, that you love myths, that you love chasing clues, and not be able to put two of the most obvious clues together. I'll even accept it if you tell me at the end that like he was doing it with good intentions, but if you tell me that he was not the one doing it, I'm going to be mad. Okay, so to make it clear, she asked him and he said no, that he's never used their ability on her. Okay, then why the fuck is she forgetting? Who else is touching her? Like, hello. Once again, I'm struggling. Oh, a little bit better. Hello. So, yesterday I finished reading Alchemy of Secrets. I think that's the title. By Stephanie Garber. Let me take out the papers I was using as like a bookmark. So I finished reading it. I want to say that like the ending was kind of satisfying, I guess. Spoiler alert, Adam was indeed the devil, so we had been lying all along. Also, I just want to point out that fucking line of like, I can tell that he's telling the truth now. No, you can't. You really couldn't. It ended with like her realizing Adam is the devil, and that she's stuck in a time loop where she's constantly like dying until she can find the alchemical heart. What the fuck is it? Alchemical heart. In the end, Olin realizes that she's stuck in a time loop until she finds the alchemical heart, and she finds out that Adam is the devil, and that is the one that always kills her. Like, he's the reason why the Watchman is like, you're going to die at this time. She finds out because Adam is the one that kills her always, like in this time loop. That's why she's always having like the nosebleeds, and she's having like deja vu, because she has lived this last like 48 hours for a very, very long time. So yeah, I do think that like it makes sense. I just thought this was building up to something more fantastical. There's also like the thing that I was mentioning with the sister January is that I think, first of all, what a name, January. Then I want to say that like, it's not really explained what happened with January. Like I said, I think I can infer that Adam found her first because Adam wanted to find the alchemical heart for himself because he's the devil, and he wanted the power of the alchemical heart. There we go. And so he found her sister because her sister is known to like find things. So he was like, oh, I'll get in contact with her. Maybe she'll help me find the alchemical heart. And then he started like using his powers on January, on her sister, and that's why she started like being very like sappy and like weird and being sounding very like tired because she was like going through a lot. Yeah, and so I think like, no, she's going to be fine, but I still wish that there was more of like a resolution in like Adam telling like Olin like what happened with her sister, or like what was the plan with her sister. But I think it's fine. Like I said, I enjoyed the story. I feel like the whole thing with Mason was a little bit not like explored, but whatever. What else? Oh, the thing with the professor was always a bit like, okay, so you just did all of that for what? Also, another thing, like Gabe, I think Gabriel Cabral, yeah, first of all, what a name. Like, hey, I feel like he was so like fucked over like in this book, and there was no like resolution. She says like at the end that she thinks that there's a possibility that instead of coming out like alone of the Roosevelt, like the hotel last night, maybe there was another alternative like ending where she would have been able to come out with Gabe. But that's about it. I wish there was some sort of like, hey, sorry Gabe, because she did like not believe him, even though he was the one that was actually telling the truth. I want to say that I really like the moment where they're like in the tunnels. If you haven't read this book, this is not gonna make any sense to you, but they were like underneath like one of the sceneries and like in the tunnels, and Gabe was there and he like found her and he said, you keep making the same mistake, you keep making the same mistake. And I thought, like, when I read it, I was like, ooh, like I felt a spike of like, ooh, what's going on? So then like it makes sense with the ending, and I actually really like that scene a lot. And I think this is the first time I'm saying this, but I wish the book was a little bit longer, if we had more scenes of them like bonding. I understand why she fell fast for Adam, because he was the devil. It's kind of his whole thing. I mean, he's very like, he seduces people, right? He's charming, he seduces people, so that makes sense. But like the whole thing with Gabe, I think she still fell very fast for Gabe for having just met him. So I was like, oh, what? So yeah. Well, no, actually, I mean, if you think about it in the way that like she was in a time loop, maybe she fell fast for him or hard for him because some version of her already knew him. So she already knew she was some like attracted to him, I guess. That makes sense. I'm gonna believe that that is that, so that I can soothe my mind. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars because, once again, like I did enjoy this book. I thought it was a nice mystery. But yeah, so yeah. Now the next book I'm gonna read, I have no idea what it's going to be. I still have books that, like physical books that I have not read. So I was kind of hoping maybe I would read like The Bell Jar or something by Sylvia Plath, or yeah, one of the classics, but we'll see if I'm in the mood for a classic. But yeah, so I'll see you guys the next time I start reading something. Right now it's 11:30. I started reading Heated Rivalry because I mean, I'm planning to like finish reading first and then I'll watch the series, because obviously I'm going to. I've heard people say that like the story of like the other two are not that is not that interesting. I think I'll just read Heated Rivalry. And then I'll watch the show. If the other two interest me enough, then I'll read the rest of the books in the series. But for right now, I'm 40% like done with the book. I'm on chapter 13. And as of right now, I've been enjoying it a lot. I will say it's a vibe with a playlist that I have going on, because there's a lot of like fluffy, cute songs. There's a lot of like yearning, like sexy songs. So I was like, ooh. But I have been enjoying it. I don't know if I'm gonna read more today because I'm a little bit tired. Yeah, we'll see. Right now I'm kind of in the mood to just watch some videos and then go to sleep. So I'll probably continue reading tomorrow. Hello, it is the next day, so today is the 29th, it's Thursday, so one more day till Friday, let's go. Today I still have work. I mean, right now it's 1:30. I was just scheduling the video for this week, or that's gonna go up tomorrow. I'm trying to be consistent this year, so I'm gonna try to post every week. If not, at least like twice a month. That's like the bare minimum that I want for myself, so yay. This one is me getting like the BTS ticket, so I was thinking of making a short form content of that, but I did not, so I just used the footage that I had to make this vlog. Right now I need to make the thumbnail, that's why I picked up my phone, I forgot. So now I need to make the thumbnail, and then after work I'm definitely planning to read a lot today, because tomorrow I have a very like full work day, so I'm not gonna have much time. So I want to use today to read. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish Heated Rivalry today, but I'm going to try to like make a dent, a big dent in that book. And I also want to maybe like start the Bell Jar. What I mean by start is read at least like maybe like 2 chapters. I'm saying here like page like 20, maybe something like that. I will be doing the thumbnail. It's 5:45. The cats are scratching away at the litter box, but I finished work for today, so now I'm tired. Hello, right now it's 8:43 and it's Friday today. Yay! I didn't film anything yesterday or anything else yesterday because I didn't read yesterday. So yeah, I just ended up like writing a little bit more of my like fan fiction. Today I have a very full day, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do like hobby wise, not just reading but like doing anything. I didn't end up journaling yesterday, which I really wanted to, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of like time out of my day to do that. So plan for today is to hopefully continue reading Heated Rivalry. I like got served, or I get continuously served with like edits for Heated Rivalry. I mean, it is my fault because I kept like liking them even though I've never watched the show. So now like I know what the story is. I mean, I knew what the story was for like a while, but now I really know what the story is. But yeah, my point was I got like served with ads for Heated Rivalry, and I got reminded of the like scene in the hospital. I know that shit's gonna hit really bad because right now they're in the denial phase of like we don't love each other, and I know they're going to be in that denial phase for a very long time, and that's upsetting because I know there's going to be feelings involved, and it's just a lot of angst. I don't know how much of the events of the series are like in this first book, because I know that there's more. I think there's a second book for Shane and Ilya, and I know that there's like I think the whole series is like 7 books because it's about Kip and like the other one as well. Now I gotta go to work, gotta make that money, make purse. No, but I have to work, and then I'll get back to you guys when I'm doing my like reading and stuff. I have a headache. I worked all day today. I think I talked about it, but right now I think it's midnight, and I'm reading a little bit of Heated Rivalry because some edits were recommended to me, and I was like, I have to continue reading. So I think I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'll probably reach like 50%, then I'll see if I want to continue or not. But I have a really bad headache. Like, I don't know what to call them, but like I can feel it right here, and it hurts so fucking bad. So yeah. I got to the club scene. Oh, this is miserable. This is miserable because I know what the end game is. I know that I need to get there. And I also read that like the next book, like for them, is going to be miserable as well. So I was just like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I'm almost at 50%, so I'm gonna continue reading. So, we met the girls, and why did I do that? Met the girls. I will say that Rose, fucking queen, I gotta love her. So yeah, now I'm meeting Svetlana. I'm gonna continue reading. I have like one more page to finish the chapter, and yeah, I'll just give you guys updates as I'm reading. We're at the hospital. Oh my god, I have tears in my eyes, but we're at the hospital. They love each other. They love each other. They love each other. Let's go. Hello, it's right now almost 1 p.m. I worked in the morning. I still have to go grocery shopping in the afternoon with my brother, so I think that's what I'm going to do next. But I'm almost finished with Edith Rivalry. I think I'm like almost 90% like done. We're at the cottage. Ilya has met Shane's parents. We're in there. We're in like end zone now. So I'm excited to finish it. And then I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to read like the rest of the books in the series, because I mean, to be fair, these were like easy to read. So I think like Edith Rivalry has been easy to read. So I think it'll be easy. I don't know. But I'm 88% like through like the book. Get it done. You will be my, I think, like 4th book for this month, for January, which is good because I never like read that much. It will be my 5th book this month. How great. So I'm keeping on track because this year I want to read 50 books. So I'm more than on track to achieve that goal. But I also know that I have a lot of like chunky like books that I want to read, so I know those are going to put me in a bit of a slump. So we'll see. But for now, like I said, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. Going to go grocery shopping, buy some snacks. Then I'm gonna back and reading, doing my hobbies, and I'll show you all of that. Okay, so now it's 11:52. You can barely see, I don't know why I do that, but it's 11:52. So today I finished reading Heated Rivalry. I started reading The Long Game, like chapter 1 literally, and I have not started to read The Bell Jar. So tomorrow what I think I'm going to do is read The Bell Jar and then read also a little bit of The Long Game. I'm hoping to spend tomorrow like reading and sleeping. That's the plan. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Now I think I'm going to sleep. And yeah. So I took an everything shower. Great. I did not end up reading anything today. Right now it's 1 a.m. so like it is Monday technically, and I did not read anything, so I think that's going to be it for this vlog. I finished Alchemy of Secrets, right? And I read Heated Rivalry, so that's great. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's vlog, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye bye.